Fishermen, here we are again with a technical topic. In the boat this autumn, I filmed an episode for the Fishing Techniques series titled Landing Nets. He showcased my odyssey in searching for the best landing net, both for the shore and for fishing from a boat, which I practice most often. It received quite an interesting response, especially in that I received a lot of questions about various details regarding this landing net, as well as different objections. So I decided to focus on this landing net, which bears the Fenso brand, in the next installment. This will be the landing net that the entire episode is dedicated to. The brand Fenso, a Czech company, is very successful. Today, it supplies these landing nets throughout Europe and Roman. Regarding Vlade, who is actually one of the founders of the Telefermi, he told me that they are now supplying landing nets to the United States and Canada. That's great. You know me, I'm not paid by any brand. I don't receive any money for it, which means that when I talk about something, it's because I'm convinced that the product is awesome. So this landing net that I have in my hand is currently my chosen one. I must say that this landing net has truly impressed me again after 10-15 years. I will highlight the advantages that I see in it. Firstly, the entire landing net is floating, which means that when you throw it into the water, it will stay beautifully afloat. I will also show you footage of how I fought carp using this method, both from a boat and, of course, while standing waist deep or chest deep in the water, because in such cases, you really need a landing net like this. There is actually a pole here that is floating. The most important part is actually this joint, which is the biggest marvel of this landing net. A rubberized mesh means that it essentially protects the fish. The arms of this landing net, which are floating, are very sturdy but not exceptionally heavy. And of course, there is also a magnet that allows you to easily attach the mesh from underneath, making it easier to work with. What I like about this landing net is that it comes with a cover like this, which is quite wide, so finally I don't have to awkwardly fit a landing net into some case after packing it up. It fits beautifully into this Camo one. You will receive 2 carbon rods with it, which are apparently unbreakable. They are truly phenomenal. You can use either one, perhaps a shorter one for the boat, or you can also use a longer one. And by simply screwing them together, you will have a beautiful 2-meter floating carbon rod. That seems great to me. A practical demonstration. The landing net can be easily held in one hand. It's not that heavy. You throw it into the water and you have it ready before you pull the carp from the shore. Have you ever found yourself chasing a landing net with one hand while holding a rod with the other? This solves that problem. Just take it with light pressure, submerge the front part, the carp slips in, let go, it beautifully floats up, pull it towards you with a single click. And there you have it. You roll it up and it's all sorted. And now actually, why I made this video or am making it, your comments. Landing nets are definitely very heavy. To be honest, it is not light, but that is not a problem at all because with a floating landing net, you have no issues whatsoever. Imagine that when you are scooping from the shore or even from a boat and you place the landing net on the water, the arms beautifully buoy the landing net. This means that even if you have a rod in one hand and a landing net in the other, it is nothing extraordinary, and even a person with no strength does not have to struggle with it. On the contrary, the weight is an advantage in a way because everything is very sturdy, and you get a landing net that has really long durability. Just consider the conditions. The landing net itself has a 5-year warranty. This means that there is an extended warranty compared to the standard 2 years. So anything that goes wrong with the exchangeable net, which is a consumable item, will basically be repaired for free. Another thing that is exceptional about this company is what the guys came up with is that you have an absolutely lifetime warranty and free lifetime work. This means that even if for some reason the joint, which is probably the most expensive part of the entire landing net, breaks, you can simply send it to the company and they will repair it for you. They won't charge you for the labor, and the few small parts are relatively inexpensive, plus the shipping cost. So from this perspective, it's great. Net. The rubberized net protects the carp, but of course it can happen that when transporting the carp, while lifting and transferring it to the landing net or floating mat or into the boat, the sharp fins of the carp can puncture or tear the net. It simply needs to be stitched up somehow. I have also done this with this landing net, which I have had for 2.5 years. There are places here that are really already stitched. I definitely expect to replace it with a new one within a year. The replacement, a new net, costs around 600 or 700 crowns. But keep in mind that I have had it for 2.5 years, and I spend an average of 3 months fishing, where I catch large trophy carp. So this landing net has already seen, I don't know how many 500, 800 carp, it's hard to say, hard. At such a frequency and under such a load, of course, nothing lasts very long. But I think this one is actually very durable, and on top of that, due to the rubberized coating and the medium-sized mesh, it is suitable for carp. If you go fishing only occasionally and target regular fish, in my opinion, this net will usually last you 10 years or more. Of course, it depends on how well you take care of any item. This means that the weight of the landing net is not really a problem for me because the landing net is in the water and is beautifully buoyed when submerged. Is this landing net expensive? I think its price tag is around 6,000 crowns. Yes, it is expensive, but if you need the perfect landing net, if you often go fishing, if you fish like I do from a boat where you need quick handling, and you want the warranty that if you drop the landing net, you won't have to fish it out from the bottom, then I think the price is reasonable. I have historically spent even more money on similar landing nets. Well, Roman and Ladeya from the company Fensel have provided exclusive conditions with that 5-year warranty. I think that lifetime free repairs, quick service, and exchanges are something extraordinary. If some other foreign brands offered this, I don't know what experiences you have with them, but I have already had to return and exchange so many landing nets that it really isn't that simple at all. So, while this is a high price for me, if you fish like I do, or want to fish in that way, I think a similar landing net is truly a great deal for you. So, what can I say in conclusion? I basically never want to promote products, but in this case, I waited 15 years after my Hutchinson for someone to make a landing net that would suit me perfectly. I know it may not be for everyone, and for those economic reasons, because it really lasts, I recommend buying such a landing net. You will have something luxurious at home, and it will be great. A Czech company came up with this, which is nice for me as a patriot, so I must say that I will only wish the company Fensel to continue inventing and producing such products